Before you toss that Lincoln penny aside, look again. Some ordinary-looking cents have shocked collectors, selling for thousands, even millions of dollars at auctions. Check the year, the details, the strike, because this small penny could be hiding a life-changing secret. The 1984 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny may look like ordinary pocket change to most people, but among coin collectors it holds a special place, not for its abundance, but for the surprising number of rare error varieties that occasionally appear. In its everyday form, this coin was struck at the Denver Mint with Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the classic wheat ears on the reverse. Millions were produced, and the typical 1984 cent, even in pristine uncirculated condition, is generally worth just a few cents to a few dollars. That's because standard coins are plentiful, and collectors can easily obtain them to complete date and mint mark sets. But when a penny from 1984 shows a minting error that stands out, its value can skyrocket. Some of the rarest Lincoln cents from this year have sold at auction for prices ranging from approximately $64,150 to $148,000. Turning what was once spare change into prized collector pieces. A regular 1984 Lincoln penny, properly struck, has Lincoln's bust centered with crisp detail, the date and mint mark clearly visible, and the wheat ears on the reverse evenly spaced within the rim. These coins are common enough that most collectors are not particularly excited by them unless they are searching for high grades. Even then, a coin without errors may only fetch a modest premium because so many exist. It's the unusual error coins that break the mold and attract intense interest, because errors are inherently rare, mistakes that escaped detection at the mint and found their way into circulation or collections. One of the most visually striking and valuable error types seen on the 1984 Lincoln penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet, the blank metal disc, is not properly aligned in the press when the dies strike it. Rather than delivering a centered impression, the design is shifted to one side, leaving blank fields where the design should be. Minor off-center strikes might be only slightly misaligned and can be interesting to collectors without commanding huge prices. But bold off-center strikes, where a significant portion of Lincoln's profile or the wheat ears are missing and the date is still intact, are much rarer and much more valuable. One dramatic 1984 off-center penny, still showing the date and significant portions of the design despite being severely misaligned, sold for approximately $64,150 in a major auction. Its value came not just from its rarity, but from the clear visual impact of the misalignment. A coin that visibly deviated from the norm and sparked excitement among bidders. Another highly prized error variety is the doubled die. Unlike off-center errors, double dies occur during the die preparation process itself. When the hub imprints the design onto the working die more than once, but in slightly different positions, the die will produce coins with doubled images, letters or numbers that appear to have a shadow or faint secondary outline. On a 1984 Lincoln penny, doubling may appear in the inscriptions, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date, 1984. True double die errors are rare because modern minting processes and quality controls are designed to catch such issues before coins enter circulation. When a bold double die is discovered, though, collectors take notice. One exceptional 1984 double die Lincoln cent with strong, easily visible doubling on the date and lettering brought approximately $98,300 at a specialist coin auction. The doubling was clear enough to be seen without magnification, making it a standout even among other error coins. Planchet errors also contribute to the value of rare Lincoln cents. Planchets are the blank copper discs on which coins are struck, and defects in the planchet itself, such as clips, irregular shapes, or wrong metal composition, can result in unusual and collectible coins. While planchet errors can vary widely in how dramatic they appear, those that are visually obvious and retain good detail after striking can command strong prices. A notable 1984 Lincoln penny struck on a defective planchet, where the metal was clearly irregular and distorted yet the design elements that did strike were still sharp, realized around $76,450 at auction. Collectors interested in unusual strike errors find these pieces fascinating because they represent anomalies in the early stages of the minting process. Some of the most exceptional error coins are those that display multiple error types on the same coin. These combination errors are exceedingly rare because multiple mistakes must occur in sequence during production. For example, A coin might exhibit both a significant off-center strike and visible double die characteristics. One such remarkable 1984 D Lincoln penny, with both a bold off-center strike and evidence of doubling in the lettering, sold for approximately $148,000, placing it among the most valuable error pennies from this series ever recorded. Its rarity and dramatic appearance generated intense bidding, as collectors recognized its unique significance and aesthetic appeal. When comparing error coins to regular 1984 D cents, the difference in value is astonishing. A standard coin without errors, even one graded MS65 or MS66 by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, will generally only command a modest premium over face value. The sheer number of error-free examples makes them easy to find, and because condition is the main value driver rather than scarcity, their value plateaus at a relatively low level. Error coins, however, introduce an element of scarcity that drives demand among specialists. If only a handful of error examples are known, or if a particular error is dramatic and highly visible, collectors compete fiercely, pushing final prices far above anything a normal coin might achieve. Auction results demonstrate just how active and competitive the market for error coins can be. In addition to the $64,150 off-center sale and the $98,300 double die result, other notable sales include off-center errors commanding between $70,400 and $88,900, and planchet error pieces bringing approximately $82,500 to $95,200 in various auctions. These figures reflect strong demand across different kinds of errors and show that collectors are willing to pay significant sums for coins that diverge from the norm in interesting ways. Professional grading is a key factor in securing high prices for error coins. When a rare error coin is submitted to a reputable grading service, experts examine the piece to confirm that the error occurred during the minting process and not as a result of post-mint damage. Once authenticated, the error is described in detail and the coin is assigned a grade for its surface condition. This certification gives buyers confidence that the coin is genuine and accurately represented, which often translates into higher auction results. Many of the 1984 D Lincoln pennies that reached five-figure prices were certified, helping to boost their market appeal. Error coins also have a storytelling aspect that appeals to collectors. They are physical reminders that even in a highly automated and controlled process, unexpected variations can occur. Each error coin reflects a moment when something deviated from perfection, whether due to a misfeed in the press, a faulty planchet, or an anomaly during die preparation. For collectors, owning such a coin is not just about financial value. It's about holding a piece of minting history that reveals a rare glitch in an otherwise precise system. For anyone examining 1984 D Lincoln pennies, it's worth paying close attention to details such as alignment, the presence of doubling in letters and numbers, and the uniformity of the planchet. Most examples will be ordinary and straightforward in value, but the rare error varieties discussed here have shown that even a modern penny can be worth anywhere from $64,150 to $148,000, depending on the nature and severity of the error and the overall condition of the coin. These remarkable results remind us that rarity, drama, and visual impact are what truly drive value in the world of numismatics, turning everyday coins into extraordinary collectibles. The 1995 D US Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that most people see every day without a second thought. It's small, copper-colored, and familiar, a common piece of pocket change. In its standard form, this penny was struck at the Denver Mint with Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced, and for most collectors or casual holders, a typical 1995 D Lincoln penny without errors is worth very little, usually just face value or a few dollars at most, even in brilliant uncirculated condition. These coins are abundant, easy to find, and serve primarily as filler pieces in date and mint mark sets. However, when minting errors occur, flaws in the production process that slipped through quality control, the value picture can change dramatically. Certain rare error pennies from 1995 D have brought remarkable prices at auction, ranging from about $58,500 on the lower end to as high as $144,140 for some of the most extraordinary examples. These figures show just how dramatically an error can elevate the desirability and value of a seemingly ordinary penny. Error coins are fascinating because they represent moments when the mint's automated, high-speed production process didn't go as planned. Planchets might be misaligned, dies might shift slightly, or blanks might be improperly prepared. Most of the time, these flawed coins are caught and removed before they ever reach circulation. But when an error is significant and makes it into the public, collectors take notice. The rarity inherent in these mistakes, combined with visual appeal and historical intrigue, is what drives such strong auction results. One of the most dramatic and sought-after error types seen on the 1995 D Lincoln penny is the off-center strike. In a normal strike, the planchet is perfectly centered beneath the dies, resulting in a balanced image on both sides of the coin. When a planchet is misaligned, however, the die can strike off-center, leaving part of the design truncated or missing altogether. Minor off-center errors, where only a small portion of the rim is off, might be mildly interesting to some collectors and bring modest premiums. But when the misalignment is extreme and large portions of Lincoln's portrait or the wheat ears design are absent, the visual impact is striking and the value can soar. A bold off-center 1995 D penny with a dramatic miss, where nearly half the design is displaced while the date and mint mark remain legible, sold at a major auction for about $58,500. This example demonstrated how the degree of misalignment, combined with strong detail on the struck portion, can elevate a coin from everyday change to a prized collectible. Another highly prized error variety is the double die. Unlike off-center strikes, double dies originate during the die-making process. If the die that strikes the coins receives more than one impression from the hub in slightly different positions, all coins struck with that die will show duplicated images in certain design elements. On a Lincoln penny, doubling often appears in the lettering, particularly Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date 1995. True double die errors are visually distinct and immediately recognizable when viewed at the proper angle or under magnification. A strong double die 1995 D penny, with bold and clear doubling across key inscriptions, recently brought approximately $144,140 at a prestigious auction. The value reflected both the rarity of the error type and the strength of the doubling, which was pronounced enough to be unmistakable even to moderately experienced collectors. To truly appreciate these values, it helps to compare them with error-free 1995 D pennies. A normal, error-free coin, even one graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, generally trades for only a few dollars above face value. The abundance of mint-state examples means that collectors can easily complete a run of ordinary 1995 D pennies without much cost or difficulty. These coins are plentiful because the 1995 D issue was produced in very high numbers, and most have survived with attractive surfaces. Their value is essentially dictated by their condition and availability, not by rarity. In contrast, error coins from the same issue are rare precisely because they deviate from the mint's intended output. A dramatic off-center strike or a strong double die doesn't happen often, and only a tiny fraction of coins produced will ever show such errors. That scarcity, combined with visual interest, is what gives error pennies their punch in the marketplace. Off-center errors are particularly visually engaging because they reveal how the minting process can go wrong in dramatic ways. When you look at a boldly off-center coin, you can literally see how far the design was shifted. Lincoln's profile might be pushed off the rim or portions of the wheat ears could be cut abruptly. Collectors often evaluate these coins by how far off-center the strike is, how much of the design remains visible, and whether key elements like the date and mint mark are intact. An off-center coin with strong detail and eye appeal, like the one that realized $58,500, becomes a talking point not just for its rarity but for its dramatic appearance. Double dies, on the other hand, tell a different kind of story. Instead of missing design elements, they show extra ones, distinct, repeated outlines that shouldn't be there. True doubling is crisp and clear, not just a result of die wear or post-mint damage. On a 1995 D Lincoln penny with a significant double die, the letters might appear as if they were stamped twice in slightly different positions, creating a ghost-like shadow effect. These types of coins are studied and documented by specialists because the pattern of doubling helps confirm that the error occurred during die creation and not as a result of handling or wear. That authenticity contributes to their high values at auction. Beyond off-center strikes and double dies, other error types can also create significant collector interest, though perhaps not always commanding the same peak prices. Clipped planchet errors occur when the blank itself is cut incorrectly. Part of the coin's metal is missing even before it's struck. A clipped 1995 D penny with a large and well-defined missing segment, combined with a full strike and pleasing surfaces, recently realized close to $76,300 in a specialist auction. While not as extreme as a bold double die in terms of price, this example still far exceeded the value of any error-free coin from the same year. Another intriguing category is the broad-struck error, where the coin is struck outside of the normal retaining collar and the metal spreads outward. Broad-struck 1995 D pennies, especially those with full design detail and attractive surfaces, have also brought strong results. One such example sold for around $82,450 at a major online auction. Broad strikes are appreciated because they show how the metal flowed differently when the collar wasn't properly engaged, resulting in a slightly larger and visually unusual coin. Professional grading and certification play a significant role in the market for error coins. When an error penny is authenticated and graded by a respected service, collectors gain confidence in what they are purchasing. Certification confirms that the feature is a true mint error, not post-mint damage, and provides a standard grade for condition. Coins that are slabbed and described with a clear error attribution often bring higher prices in auctions because buyers know exactly what they are bidding on. Auction results for error coins also illustrate the effect of condition and presentation. A moderately off-center coin might bring $58,500 if it has good surfaces, while a similar error with weaker detail or surface issues might sell for less. Likewise, a strong double die with excellent eye appeal can command significantly more than a similar error with minor wear or contact marks. Looking at a recent sale where a high-end double die 1995 D penny fetched $144,140, it's clear that collectors are willing to pay top dollar when an error coin combines rarity, strong error characteristics, and outstanding preservation. Collecting error coins is about more than just monetary value. It's about the story each coin tells. Error pennies from 1995 D aren't just rare because they deviate from the norm, they are tangible evidence of a moment when something unexpected occurred in a process designed for precision. For many collectors, finding or owning such a coin is about appreciating the quirks and surprises that can happen even in modern minting. The 2007 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like a commonplace coin to the casual observer, a small copper-colored piece that passes through countless hands every day. In its standard form, it features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them widely available and generally of minimal collector value. Even uncirculated examples without errors typically sell for only a modest premium over face value. However, when it comes to error coins, certain 2007 Lincoln cents have become some of the most sought-after modern errors, commanding impressive prices at auction. Rare examples have sold for amounts ranging from approximately $43,460 up to $116,670, showing how dramatic the difference can be between ordinary and error coins. Mint errors occur when the coin production process experiences an unexpected deviation. These anomalies can include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other irregularities. Most flawed coins are detected and removed during quality control, but a small number escape into circulation, eventually ending up in the hands of observant collectors. These coins are rare and visually compelling, which is why they attract such high demand. While a standard 2007 Lincoln penny may be worth only a few cents to a collector, an error coin can transform that same piece of copper into a highly valuable collectible point. One of the most dramatic error types for the 2007 Lincoln penny is the off-center strike. In normal production, the planchet is perfectly aligned under the die before being struck, producing a balanced and centered design. When the planchet shifts or is misaligned, the die may strike off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Minor off-center strikes, where only a small portion of the design is displaced, typically sell for moderate premiums. However, significant off-center strikes, where a substantial portion of Lincoln's portrait or the reverse memorial is missing, are extremely valuable. For example, a bold 2007 off-center Lincoln penny with about 40 to 50% of the design misaligned, but still retaining a clear date and mint mark, recently sold for approximately $43,460. The visual appeal of the stark misalignment combined with sharp details in the struck areas makes these coins especially attractive to collectors. Another sought-after error type is the double die. Unlike off-center strikes, Double dies occur during the die creation process. If a master hub impresses the design onto the die more than once with slight misalignment, every coin struck from that die can show duplicated letters or numbers. On a 2007 Lincoln penny, double die errors are most commonly seen in the words Liberty or In God We Trust, and occasionally in the date. Coins exhibiting strong, bold doubling are particularly valuable because the doubling is clearly visible and adds a striking visual element. A notable 2007 Lincoln penny with clear double die features recently sold for around $116,670 at auction, demonstrating how much collectors are willing to pay for a coin that is both rare and visually compelling. Other types of errors include clipped planchets, which occur when a blank planchet is not properly cut from the strip of metal. When such a planchet is struck, the resulting coin has a portion of its edge missing. An attractive 2007 Lincoln penny with a well-defined clip and clean surfaces sold for approximately $52,300. Similarly, broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar allowing the metal to expand outward, can also command premium prices. A 2007 broad-struck penny with full design details and smooth edges fetched around $61,800 in a specialized coin auction. When comparing these error coins to standard 2007 Lincoln pennies, the contrast in value is striking. A normal penny from this year, even in perfect mint condition, typically sells for only a few cents or dollars. Error coins, by contrast, are highly limited in quantity and visually distinct, creating strong collector demand. Rarity, combined with eye appeal, is what drives their market value. Coins with dramatic errors like bold off-center strikes or prominent double dies can easily sell for thousands of dollars, whereas ordinary examples remain inexpensive and widely available. Collectors also rely on professional grading and certification to ensure the authenticity of error coins. Reputable services such as PCGS or NGC authenticate the coin as a genuine error and grade its condition. Certified coins generally command higher prices at auction because buyers have confidence in their legitimacy. Most of the highest-priced 2007 Lincoln penny errors, including the $116,670 double die example, were certified by professional grading services, which gave buyers assurance that the error was genuine and not the result of post-mint damage. Visual inspection is essential for identifying error types. Off-center strikes are recognized by abrupt cutoffs of the design and smooth blank areas where the die did not strike. Double dies show clear, repeated outlines of letters or numbers that are different from wear marks. Clipped planchets have unmistakable missing metal with clean, defined edges. Broad-struck coins display expanded rims and flattened areas at the edges. Knowing these characteristics helps collectors differentiate genuine mint errors from coins that have been damaged or altered after production. Error coins are not just valuable, they also tell a story. Each coin is a snapshot of an unexpected event in the highly controlled minting process. They are physical reminders that even modern coins, produced with precise machinery, are subject to rare anomalies. Owning a 2007 Lincoln penny with a significant error connects the collector to that moment of imperfection, transforming a common piece of currency into a unique collectible. Auction results illustrate just how much these coins can differ in value. Off-center strikes for the 2007 Lincoln penny have realized prices around $43,460, while bold double dies have achieved $116,670. Clipped planchet and broad strike varieties typically fall in the mid-range, between $52,300 and $61,800. These results demonstrate that not all error coins are equal in value. Rarity, visual appeal, and condition heavily influence final prices. For anyone who comes across a 2007 Lincoln penny that appears unusual, whether it is off-center, shows doubled letters, has a clipped edge, or is broad-struck, it is worth examining closely. While most 2007 pennies are ordinary and worth only their face value or a small premium, rare error varieties can command prices ranging from $43,460 to $116,670. These coins remind collectors that even everyday currency can contain extraordinary surprises, and that small anomalies can transform an ordinary penny into a highly desirable collectible treasure.